Hi, welcome to today's hands. We start with the Jack 8, I raise it, and this is probably a bet flop and bluff river spot, but I decide to bet and I get the check raise. So what could this be? This could of course be a queen, but it could also be a 10, a flush draw, a gut shot. There's lots of gut shots, even if I bluff Jack 8, there's so many remaining, or straight draw. I decide to 3-bet because so many hands have to fold and a 10 should call and a flush draw, but probably they will exploitatively fold as people 3-bet quite strong here. And indeed, I'm lucky. Next is I call a 3-bet with ace 9. Flop is 6 deuce 9. He could be trapping kings queens, but luckily, for example, I block aces. I bet small to keep them in with like pocket sevens or some backdoor hearts, clubs, something. They call. The ace hits. This is great if they have ace king, ace queen, but I'm way ahead of basically everything, even the backdoor hearts. I'm still 70%, 80% favorite, so I decide to check back because I have pot behind, so I can get it in still. And I don't get a bet, so if they don't bet the river, they don't have hearts, I would say. So they probably don't have an ace either. Maybe though, maybe they're an ace trapping, but most likely they have nines, or jacks, kings, queens. And so I decide to jam to make it look very bluffy. And I get the call from 9-5 off. Well, very loose, shows the benefit of trapping the turn. Okay, nines. I c-bet because I don't want to see a jack, king, ace on the turn. I get the check raise. I have to call because there's still, like for example, I beat 6x, which might, this guy is quite an aggressive player, or 5-7, 5-8, a lot of draws. Checks the turn, so probably he's just on a gut shot or something. Maybe he hit an ace with ace deuce, ace 5, or he hit backdoor clubs and just wants to check call. The river is clubs. He decides to bet. He might have hit the ace or he has a queen. Maybe, of course, he does hit the 5-7. But I have the club blocker, so I decide here to go for the shove because I could represent the queen x in clubs or the 6x in clubs. And even with two pair, it's an ugly situation for him. It looks like I'm never bluffing this spot. And I get the fold through. Or the bluff through. Okay, so I open 9 queen, and this shows a very thin value, so I bet the flop, obviously. The turn is, of course, some straights get there, but it's just a gut shot. And I bet again, because a lot of flush draws, especially pair plus flush draws, will call. And then the river, I decide to bet again, because queen king, queen ace, even queen jack, he's probably 3-betting pre-flop. So I'm just left against queen 10. Which is just not that many combos, and then queen 5 I beat. A lot of queens have paired up, but that actually makes it much more likely that the opponent has 7 king, 7 ace, 7 jack, 7 10, or maybe even an 8 somehow. So I decide to bet a third time and get called by jack 7 off. Okay, and then deuces. Oh, this is a sick hand. So I decide to c-bet small because I don't want to see a king, queen, so many hands on the turn. And actually king 6, queen 7, or so many hands have to fold because they're just way behind. Okay, and then the turn. I could check back, but I don't want to call a river bet. So I decide to bet small because there's just so many gut shots still around, like 10 jack, 10 queen, maybe 10 king for no reason, 5-6, 5-7, just a lot of stuff, backdoor clubs, even though I'm blocking one. And I get the check raise. For me, actually, this does not look value heavy because so many gut shots after a small turn bet will want to bluff. So I call, and I could, if he bets, I would have actually gone all in with my blocker. Hopefully he doesn't have 10 jack, of course. And however, I check behind because I'm beating a lot of things, and I'm right. Yay. Hope you enjoyed today's set.